this is it. This is the Pixel Fold in real life. Apart from this video of the Pixel Fold, we have a lot of information about it. Actually, we know everything about its hardware, all thanks to John Prosser and his sources. He first leaked the renders of the Pixel Fold in December last year, and the biggest shock from that was the price. According to him, it was going to cost $1,799 which is a lot, especially considering how Google undercuts the flagships with its Pixel series. This is not expected, and since then a lot of people have said that it will cost much more than that or even much less than that. But now John Prosser again has given us the price, and it is $1,799 and $1,919. Let me break it down for you. The base model, which will come with 256GB of storage, will cost $1,799 with two color options, chalk and obsidian. The only other storage option will be 512GB, which will cost $1,919 and will only come in obsidian color. And the RAM will be 12GB for both storage options. Now I know that's a lot of money for a first gen product from Google, right? And I think they also know that, and that's why they will be offering a free Pixel Watch which sells for $349 alongside the Pixel Fold. This offer will likely be for pre-orders only in my opinion. On the front, we will get a 17.4 by 9 aspect ratio 5.8 inch display with the resolution of 2092 by 1080p with the 408 pixels per inch and will be 120Hz panel. It will be almost as wide as the regular Pixel 7 but will be half an inch smaller in height, which is actually a much better design choice for a foldable smartphone. The smaller outer display will be perfect for the everyday use and will be much easier to use with single hand, and when you want to consume content, which is the primary reason for me to buy a bigger display phones, you can open up the phone and use the inside 7.6 inches, almost a squarish display with an aspect ratio of 6 by 5. And that display will also be a 120Hz panel with the resolution of 2208 by 1840p, having 380 pixels per inch, slightly lower than the outer display. The inside display will be protected by an ultra thin glass layer and a plastic protective cover on top. We don't know the exact size of the battery, but Google will be advertising it as beyond 24-hour life, which only tells me that it will be likely around 5000 mAh, and considering Google's track record for battery life, I'm not raising my hopes very high. Also on the inside, we will get the Google Tensor G2 processor, which has proven to be quite capable. But considering the price of the phone and also the fact that the much cheaper Pixel 7a will also ship with the Tensor G2, I feel like we are not getting enough value in the performance department. But as with every foldable, the most of the money is going towards folding the phone into half. Now let's talk about the cameras on the back, which are disappointing to me as I was expecting Google to use the same cameras on the Pixel 7 Pro. But according to John Prosser, we will be getting a 48 megapixel camera with half an inch image sensor, whereas the Pixel 7 Pro's image sensor is 50% bigger than this. And the 10.8 megapixel ultra-wide camera will come with a 121 degree field of view, and the telephoto camera will also be a 10.8 megapixel with 5x optical zoom and 20x digital zoom. For the video part, it will be able to shoot 4K at 30 frames and it will go down to 1080p if you want to shoot 60 frames per second. I'm still confident that it will take amazing photos, but coming back to the same argument that most of your money will be spent on just folding the phone into half. And I do understand that it's really hard and expensive to make the hardware for a foldable phone, but that does not mean that you should also cut down on the other hardware. And on the outside front, we will get a 9.5 megapixel sensor with the fixed focus and 84 degree field of view. And on the inside front, we will have a 8 megapixel sensor which will also have fixed focus and 84 degree of field of view. I think the front facing cameras are probably the least important cameras on a foldable because you can always open the phone and use the rear cameras for selfies, videos or even video calls. Now the thing that I am most happy about is that it will have a face unlock and the fingerprint sensor will be in the lock button. This makes so much sense, and I wish Google should do this with all the Pixels, especially considering their below average in-display fingerprint scanner. The Pixel Fold will be made out of metal, which will make it more durable and really heavy. It will weigh 283 grams, which is almost 100 grams heavier than the regular Pixel 7 and about 43 grams heavier than the iPhone 14 Pro Max, which truly feels like a brick. I'm genuinely excited for the Pixel Fold and happy to see Google's commitment toward their hardware. This will be one of the rare instances where Google will enter a completely new field of hardware before Apple, and hopefully they'll get a good start. Apart from the Pixel Fold, the Pixel 8 series has also leaked, and you can watch all the big changes and new features in this video. And I will see you guys in the next one.